We need a kitchen and a freezer, Morty.
So do you remember, like, in middle school or like elementary school, like every Martin Luther King Day, they'd have like the same afternoon special that we'd all watch for like 13 years?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
Well, okay, it's great. It's wonderful. I don't.
God, it's a
Oh
dog.
God.
Nah, it's fine.
Oh,
It's
local
just,
Ibex has
dope.
gone mad. Okay.
I'll take care of it.
I'm talking about Martin Luther King while Ibex is going mad. But so the whole idea is like it's this African American youth named Marvin, who's like, Ayo, I don't.
Martin Luther King.
Yes, yes. No. Jesus. And he's like, I don't want to. I'm cool. I wear the backwards hat.
Very cool.
Yeah, the backwards hat, and I skateboard and I play basketball, and I use like hip urban slang from the 90s when this is being shown in 2009.
My guy, my dude.
I don't know
Bro.
90s slang. I was
I don't either.
I'm a zoomer. But and he's like, I hate school. I don't want to go to it. I'm gonna skip and I'm gonna be cool. And his mom's like, no, you gotta go to school today because today's Martin Luther King Day, and you're going on a field trip to like his house, his like childhood house or something. It's very important to me. You go see this.
Mm-hmm.
So despite the fact that Martin Luther King Day is a national holiday,
You don't go to school.
and you don't go to school on Martin Luther King Day, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to school. Fine, whatever, mom. I could be completely misremembering the little specifics here, but
The general
theme
gist of it's
okay.
probably the same.
It is. I distinctly remember this. Well, distinctly as vague enough.
I distinctly vaguely know it is.
Yeah.
it exists.
Distinctly vaguely.
So he gets there, and like his teacher's like this elderly black woman. He's like, Dr. Martin Luther King was important, and he's like, smell you later. It's like, oh, this is what I want to be watching on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah,
at school.
disrespecting
so-
the man's legacy.
So like, there's like another African American girl, like a white guy who's like big and he's kind of like a jock, and I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be like a racist or something.
Mhm.
But I couldn't tell you for sure.
It's like the code, like children racist.
Yeah, he's like he just kind of comes off as like a jerk, and that's it.
Hmm.
But like, oh, that's symbolism.
It's simple.
I've been to English class. I know
And
it's.
And then like there's the white scrawny friend who's like not a racist and like Marvin's friend. And you get like the
Why would some cool city dude be friends with a dork, some like white dork?
I don't know, man.
'Cause
Okay,
Diversity.
diversity is good. And God. Oh god, I can't pen. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember this. So they go to his house, and everything's roped off, and he's like, "Wow, this is lame-o. Wow, like, what this like?
I have a house. What's so special about this?
What did he do that's so cool? Like I bet we could have, been fine without him. Which it's like, look, even if like you don't care about school,
It's a very contrived setup.
that's a very like, I don't think anyone's like we're worse off because of Martin Luther King. I think even racists like have to admit that like, or at least publicly admit that like Martin Luther King did a good thing. And so, how's Eugene doing? He's doing good. So, and everything's like signaled like, oh, don't touch it, like this is history. And Marvin's
God.
like,
Oh,
this.
and I have a
Vividly.
feeling I think I know where this is going.
Vividly.
It's gonna be like one of those touches it, gets sent back in time.
oh, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
very
oh my
common children's show.
God.
Marvin and his white friend both touch Martin Luther King's boyhood baseball glove. Which, I'm not a scholar on Martin Luther King, like
I'm not a
on, like,
schooler.
Dr. Martin Luther King, but I don't think I remember him playing baseball. like
No, he was,
being an important part of his.
Being such an important facet of his life that it confers time travel ability.
So he so they go back to like the 1950s or whatever, and like Martin Luther King is like a teenager playing baseball, and like he's really good at playing baseball, and all the kids want to play baseball with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And sorry, but like there are these two white kids that he's playing with, and like, you're so good, Martin, I wish I could hit a pop fly stinger like you.
What?
I don't know baseball terminology.
Pop flies are bad. You don't want those.
I can't hit a zinger like you, whatever.
A home run
Hit the
or
ball
whatever.
real good.
Touchdown.
and then like racist white lady in a sundress comes up, and oh god, 75 venison is rotted.
Yeah, all the deer that you slaughtered are going
I'm
bad.
getting through it as fast as I can, Morty.
And so
We need a kitchen and a freezer, Morty.
we're trying to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, I'm
we don't
sorry.
need Rick and Morty.
I'm sorry. What do you think?
Gotta touch the glove, Morty. We gotta go meet the Reverend.
And she's like, oh, I don't want you playing with him, he's black, like they didn't like say the N-word or anything like that.
Yeah, they
I
wouldn't
would
go
hope
that far.
That would have been really jarring for like 10-year-old me. Oh, okay, good.
Oh, what are these?
But like
Apple trees?
and like the kids are like, hey, what's that all about? And Dr. Martin Luther King as a teenager is like, oh, their mums are racist.
Aw.
And like I think I want to say like someone heckles them for oh, Eugene's healed, for like being together or something like that.
Oh,
Like the
he's
two.
not gonna join us. He's just gonna fucking leave because he's part of a different faction.
Well, hey, that faction will be nice with us now.
Yeah, they'll like us more.
Oh god, the venison.
Well, we have a chance to get a second person because there's an incapacitated refugee, and we only need to kill 3 rabid capybaras.
Oh, good. So, and then like something happens, and eventually they time travel again.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
sick.
And then they're
Battery.
it's like Dr. Martin Luther King is like a young man, and they're on a train, and like there's only like African Americans in this section of the train.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call him Will, the white friend. Will
Okay.
and Marvin.
Will and Marvin.
So Will and Marvin, and they're talking like Martin Luther King, and then Will's like, hey, why are there, where's all the white folks at? And the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who has experienced racism for like his entire life,
He's
like
just
not
like,
only
what
like
the hell are you
not only-
talking about?
yeah, it's like what, and like he is not aware of the time travel.
Yeah, of course. Why would he?
Yeah, so he's like,
I see you have touched my childhood glove.
what are you, what are you doing? And like the train conductor is like, give me your tickets, and he sees Will there, and he's
Why would
like,
the conductor be taking the ticket?
I don't know train terminology. All right. Oh god, so much venison is rotting.
Why'd you kill all the deer?
Hey, my corn is at almost 69%.
Nice.
Oh, dude, nice.
So, a funny number. So the Reverend
Marvin.
The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Mhm.
is like, oh, you might want to go sit up with like your kind, which I think was supposed to be like, oh, racism is both sides. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know. That's just something gut remembrance, I think. So that might not be something in the actual after school special. But and he's like, well, why would I sit up there? Marvin's my friend. And like the white conductor's like, oh, this black's your friend? Kind of cringe though. He says those exact words.
That's kind of cringe, bro.
And then I think like they get off, and for some reason Marvin is still not convinced. And-
Marvin.
our man Marvin. And I don't remember why.
Uh-huh.
Again, I distinctly vaguely remember this.
Those oxymoron, but okay.
Where'd Eugene
But
go?
like, no, he left.
He left?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just left.
Because he was part of another faction and he didn't join us, so he just left.
Ah.
So somehow, like, he either like he ends up in an alternative dimension. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, so
I don't know
Alternate
whether this is like a
timeline.
red alert, like a Command and Conquer red alert, where like
like
Albert
fucking
Einstein
Albert Einstein
kills
kills
Hitler. I don't know if like Marvin had the glove and the glove touched.
The
Dr.
glove
Martin Luther King.
touch. Yeah, the cheese
He gave him the
touch.
glove touch.
Marvin killed Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh my god.
You know, that's kind of what I that's my headcanon.
Marvin, no.
So
Alright.
and then so he goes to his high school, you know, and he's like, oh my god, like, you know, life's so much better. Or not, like, he's not even like life is so much better. It's like I can prove like life isn't different or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
And like
What's this?
he goes up to
That's
Will
it.
and he's like, Will, it's me, Marvin, your boy. And Will's like, don't talk to me, you filthy, you know. I don't think he said that, but you filthy redacted. But he's like, oh, he's all testy now. He's like, I don't even think he was like racist, other than like, he's just mean now. And like the jock who is like kind of just like a jerk before is like actively making his life hell. And
Right.
like the principal, like, you know that scene in Back to the Future where like no McFly has ever accomplished anything in the history of this town.
Mhm.
It's like that, but with racism.
The perfect analogy.
Yeah.
The perfect
And
analogy.
like the black girl is like a full on like 18th century southern like maid. She's like cleaning the floor. And like she has this like really awful accent. You know,
Like
that's like supposed
southern
to be like
accent?
yeah. Like kind of that like the really racist like southern
Oh,
African-
that accent.
yeah, I don't want to do it because
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Everyone here is white.
Yeah.
Just for clarification.
And then Marvin's like, oh no, now because I guess Martin Luther King personally affects me now. Even though he did,
Truly a very good moral.
yeah. And then like, I think he puts the glove back in his house, and that corrects the
And
timeline.
that resurrects Martin Luther King Jr.
And then they go to the March for Jobs, like the I Have a Dream speech.
Uh-huh.
And then Marvin's like, man, Martin Luther King is awesome.
Dang, what a
that's-
touching
that-
story.
And that ends the that ends the special.
So wait, Marvin ends the special not in his timeline. Does he
No,
ever go back?
I think he goes home. I think he goes home.
He's
I don't know.
gotta
That'd
go.
be.
He just
I've
is
got to look
stuck.
this up. Hold on.
Marvin's stuck.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
After school special.
God.
But I distinctly remember, like, every year we'd see that. Like, for years on end.
I mean, I only remember seeing it once.
I literally have no clue what this is.
I think I know what you're talking about, like, actually.
Oh, it was called Our Friend Martin. Okay.
Our friend Martin, I'm looking this up right now.
Oh my god.
I guess I'm holding down the RimWorld.
Yep, absolutely.
Our
Yep.
Friend Martin is a 1999 American direct-to-video animated children's education film about Martin
Uh-huh.
Luther King and the civil rights movement. Okay, I'm gonna read off the plot.
Thank you.
Okay.
His name is Miles Woodman. His not name is Martin. I got the M right.
Miles Luther King Jr.
Miles Woodman, a black teenager who is he's a fan of wait. Oh, okay. So he's a fan of baseball. He's not a basketball fan. That was just me
Okay.
being racist and assuming that the people who made us were also racists.
What would Marvin Luther King Jr. think of you?
I know. So he's a fan of baseball, and his icon is Hank Aaron. He's failing at school. His teacher, Mrs. Clark, threatens to have him repeat the 6th grade if his grades don't improve. Oh, so his mother has nothing to do with this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Miles and his class visit a museum dedicated to Martin Luther King Jr., and he and his Caucasian best friend, Randy.
Randy or Brandy?
Randy.
Randy
Okay.
Random.
Yeah, Randy Random from RimWorld. Explore Martin's bedroom, but are caught by the museum's curator, Mrs. Peck, who winds up an old watch. The boys hold Martin's baseball gloves and are transported back to 1941.
Oh no.
And encounter a 12-year-old Martin playing with his 2 white friends until their mother arrives, reprimanding her sons for integrating with the coloreds. Okay, I got that scene pretty good down then.
Yeah,
All right.
that was pretty
Alright.
accurate.
Martin explains to Miles and Randy that her hatred of black people is that she regards them as different, but violence would only worsen things. Wait, I'm sorry. You know, I respect Martin Luther King a lot. You know, he's a great man. But like, I don't think that like 12-year-old Martin Luther King is like, well,
Violence is not the answer.
here's my treatise on nonviolent. Gandhi hasn't even happened yet.
Oh
It's
yeah.
1941.
Oh my god.
Okay, so then the boys
12-year-old Martin would be like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Like when the fucking Muslims in Pakistan are like openly revolting. What the fuck, guys? Okay,
Fuck.
the boys travel 3 years forward and meet a teenage Martin on a segregated train, who explain that blacks and whites are unable to integrate and must be kept separate at all times. They later have dinner with Martin's family while he goes to do shut-in rounds with his father. The boy travels 11 years forward and meets Martin in his 20s working as a minister at the church. He's holding a meeting about the Montgomery bus boycott set off after Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. He's in prison now for it. Martin is alerted that his house has been bombed.
Oh,
Oh, that's fun.
That's
for
a very
children's.
good thing to put in a children's.
Yeah, like I know that happened, and like it's probably important to.
Mhm.
it's very important.
Okay.
Like- Attacked would be a better thing for like
Yeah.
a children's.
I think you see it. I think you see his house burning.
Oh my god.
They're not
Okay.
afraid to be heavy.
So I'm not paying attention to RimWorld at all. I'm enthralled.
I'm doing RimWorld.
His friend Turner announces that they'll attack the perpetrator with weapons in retaliation, but Martin stops him. Reminding him of Gandhi peacefully standing his ground to exile British colonies from India, and of Jesus teaching love from his enemies.
Okay, now Gandhi's happened.
Yeah, Gandhi's happened, but like I don't know, like
We're now
more like-
post Gandhi.
we're post Gandhi. I feel bad for like all like the people who like actually fought
Oh, whoops.
the British. Oh, we're doing a caravan.
Oh yeah, I'm making caravan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm sending you to save the. Like,
Oh, if I
down
die,
person.
I swear to God.
It's like 4. It's like 3 fucking capybaras.
All right. Okay. So then they travel to the Birmingham riots in 1963, witnessing firemen and police officers squirting black protesters with squirting black protesters with hoses. They were like dousing them.
Squirting is a very timid word.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And releasing German shepherds on them. The boys are transported back to the museum, and they rejoin their class at school the next day. Miles and Randy tell Miss Clark about the events prior to Martin's work, and the classes watches a VHS tape about Martin's work. After
Is
school,
the VHS tape on Martin's work the special itself?
yes, it's a time loop. After school, the boys' classmate, Latina girl Maria, and other Caucasian boy Kyle. Kyle's like the coded racist one.
Is the
I
big
think.
guy.
He's a big boy. Decide to investigate for themselves how Miles and Randy got the information. Wait, about what? Wait.
Wait, did they go on their own adventure?
When the boys arrive at the museum,
The boys.
Okay, when the boys arrive at the museum, Mrs. Peck lets them stay, but warns them when one messes with the past, this can affect the present.
Oh.
Maria and Kyle follow and catch them in Martin's bedroom. The four are transported to the March on Washington movement and meet Martin in his 30s when they discover young Mrs. Clark. When they return, they discover that Martin was assassinated. They travel back to 1941 and bring 12-year-old Martin to the present.
What?
they gotta save Martin Luther King from being shot. The fucking, what was his, like, Earl Brown, wasn't that his name? Fucking white supremacist that shot him. Okay. However, only Miles and Martin return together, and the present is different. The museum is burnt down. Randy and Kyle are racists.
Whoa, cucumbers.
Oh no.
Their middle school is segregated and named after Robert E. Lee.
Oh.
Well, that's just half of all schools in America.
Yeah. I think it was already named after Robert E. Lee. The principal is also racist and mistreats Mrs. Clark. Maria works as a maid and can't speak English. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. She doesn't have an accent.
She's Latina.
She's Latina, which first I got that wrong. But
Spanish.
she speaks Spanish now. Miles and his mother live in poverty, as they say she works as a maid. The next day, Martin summarizes because he left his own time. It created an alternate timeline where his civil rights work never happened.
12-year-old Martin, leader of the civil rights movement and time loop expert.
Like, okay, I get what they're doing. Like, oh, this would be different if Martin Luther King wasn't the thing.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe this is me, and my opinions and my biases.
As
But
a white man.
I think the civil rights movement would have happened. It would have been different. But, like, we wouldn't be in, like, the 60s still. It's not like Martin Luther King was the only person doing things.
Yeah, but also this is a children's special.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Martin returns to his home time where he's shot dead at his hotel, and the timeline returns to normal. Martin Luther King must die.
No, if I have to go get shot.
What, like, their immediate response to Martin Luther King, like, being assassinated is not, okay, let's go, like, when he's, like, in his 30s or whatever. Like,
let's go, like, 2 days before he's shot, and then to get him
and tell him, like, hey,
12-year-old Martin.
Let's get 12-year-old Martin Luther King. Miles reunites with Randy, Maria, and Kyle. Mrs. Peck knows about his time traveling and tells him that they cannot change the past, they can change the future for the better. Miles receives an A on his history test, allowing him to progress to the 7th grade.
Good job, Miles.
He did it.
He and his friends vow to continue Martin Luther King. I don't like how they refer to him as Martin.
Yeah.
Like, he's Martin Luther King Jr. Like, he's a man who deserves respect. Like,
at least you refer to him as, like, Dr. King.
Yeah, Dr. King or something. This was last edited 13 days ago.
Whoa, wait.
Oh, okay. It's by a bot that, like, edits, like, if it's like. Here, I'm gonna look at the edit history of this. Am I still in the caravan? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're still. How far away are you from the destination? Oh, you're like
close.
There.
Oh my god, the amount of edits to this, like, plot summary.
Oh no.
Jesus, they're all anonymous users too.
That's curious.
I imagine at least one of them was editing it to say some really racist shit.
Oh, I'm sure. But, like, I don't know, like, I can't remember, like, 90% of, like, my elementary school years. But I distinctly remember watching that.
That's, like, vivid.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't know. You got anything like that? Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
Oh, God. Caravan at...
Oh,
the capybaras.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Where am I?
You're right here. I'll just have you post up and shoot some fucking capybaras.
Oh god, they're coming.
Oh.
There's one down.
Oh god.
Okay, well, you missed. You'll be fine.
Willie.
No, why are you moving you? Just
because I'm being hurt.
You'll beat the shit out of him. And if you die, we can always reload.
Okay, it's done.
Death in 14 hours.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh god, oh god. Come on, I gotta continue
There
Martin
we
Luther King's work.
He's gonna die in 14 hours.
Okay.
Well, no, he can self-tend.
Oh, he can.
Whoa, Phil here has a prosthetic leg.
Awesome.
Ooh.
That's sick.
Yeah, go rescue Phil, I guess.